Throughout Africa's history, the struggle for independence and resistance to foreign invaders is a story often shaped by the power of firearms. But how exactly did guns play a critical role in these conflicts? By the 19th century, African societies were thrust into violent confrontations with European powers seeking to dominate the continent. The introduction of firearms into Africa began with trade, but as invaders brought modern weapons, African leaders quickly recognized that their survival often depended on how effectively they could use these guns. At first, African kingdoms and societies didn't possess firearms. Guns began to enter Africa through trade brought by European traders and through illicit means. Initially, guns were mainly used by powerful kingdoms such as the Ashanti and the Zulu, who adopted them as part of their military strategies. However, many African societies adapted quickly. Firearms were not just for defense, they were a means of resistance. Kingdoms like the Ashanti and the Zulu learned to integrate firearms into their military tactics, using them against the European forces. Some of the most notable African resistance movements, like the Zulu Kingdom's defense during the Anglo-Zulu War, saw the use of firearms as a means to assert independence. King Cetshwayo, for example, used firearms to face off against British invaders in 1879. Though the Zulu were ultimately defeated, the battle demonstrated the strategic use of guns in counteracting foreign aggression. Firearms also played a key role in African resistance during the scramble for Africa as European powers carved up the continent. Some African groups, such as the Herero and Nama peoples in present-day Namibia, fought against German colonial forces with rifles they had acquired through trade. While firearms gave African forces a fighting chance, they were not always enough. The superior firepower and military organization of the Europeans often overwhelmed African resistance. Yet these struggles were not in vain. They forced many European powers to reconsider their approach and sparked a longer fight for African independence. The resistance to foreign invaders shaped the future of the continent. The courage shown by African warriors and leaders, combined with their strategic use of firearms, laid the groundwork for the eventual liberation and independence of African nations in the 20th century. The struggle for freedom and self-determination continues to inspire Africa's future.